Back to my channel, Drama and Dreams. Today, I'm bringing you a brand new story that will take you on an emotional journey filled with mystery, fate, and love. Title: Only in My Dream. This story is about Jungkook, yes, the Jungkook, who starts having strange, vivid dreams about a Muslim girl he's never met. But for her, he's not just a dream, she's deeply in love with him, even though they've never met in real life. Their hearts are connected by something more than just fate, by dreams. Is it possible to love someone who only exists in your dreams? Or could those dreams be something more? Stay tuned to find out. Opening scene. Soft background music, rainy night, Jungkook standing alone in a dark room, staring at a painting. They call me the golden Machna, the idol of millions. But none of them see what I see, none of them dream what I dream. Jungkook. YN was just a normal girl, hidden behind hijab, quiet in her prayers, and living in a world far from fame and lights. She discovered BTS during a time she felt lost, and something about Jungkook's voice, his presence, it filled her emptiness. She laughed with their videos, cried during their concerts, even if only through a screen, and somewhere between the fan chants and lyrics, she fell in love. Not with the idol, but with the soul behind the spotlight. And every night, she prayed, Ya Allah, if it's meant to be, let our paths cross, even in dreams. 4 years later, breaking news shattered the internet. BTS's Jungkook, diagnosed with rare mental condition, says he's in love with a girl from his dreams. Jungkook had started painting, a face he had never seen in real life, yet one he couldn't forget. Her soft eyes, her quiet strength, her tears. He didn't know her name, but in his dreams she was always there, waiting. Doctors called it obsession, fans called it madness, Hype called it a crisis. They begged him to marry, hoping it would break the dream. He refused, until one night they crossed the line. They took a photo of his painting, posted it online, offered money, fame, anything to find her, the girl in the painting. If you know her, come forward. Jungkook's future depends on her. The internet exploded, but in one small home, a father's hands trembled as he held the photo. It was her. YN accusations flew. You've shamed us. You had an affair. She tried to explain, begged them to believe, but faith was twisted that night and her freedom was sold. They forced her into marriage with a wealthy, cruel man in the UK. Far away from everything she loved. Far from Jungkook, far from hope. A year passed. Jungkook, now cold and distant, performed in London. After the show, he wandered alone through empty streets. And then, he saw her. Hair messy, eyes red, a child in her arms. Their eyes locked, time froze. You, he whispered, stepping forward. But just as quickly, she disappeared into the night like a ghost. Never stopped hoping. Ever since the bittersweet memories of their last encounter, his heart had remained caught in a delicate balance between longing and despair. So when chance placed YN once again in his life, even if just fleetingly, he felt an inexplicable surge of hope. It wasn't just a glance or a distant smile in a crowded street. It was a moment that seemed to promise redemption for years of unspoken love. Determined to bridge the years and unravel the mystery of her changed life, Jungkook did something unexpected. With a resolve that surprised even himself, he went straight to the police station. There, he explained the singular, passionate truth of his past, a story of missed opportunities and an enduring affection that had shaped his every moment since they last met. In his trembling voice, he detailed his rediscovery, reaching out not only to the authorities but also to Hybe and his fellow BTS members, desperate for confirmation of the past meeting. Days passed in a haze of anticipation and dread. Finally, the police summoned him back. The news, when delivered, shattered the fragile hope Jungkook had built up in his heart. YN, the girl who had once been the beacon in his darkest hours, was no longer the woman from his recollections. The records were clear. She had built a new life. One filled with the everyday joys of marriage, the challenges of new beginnings, and the gentle laughter of a daughter. She was happily married, her world no longer intertwined with his. In that quiet, sterile room of the police station, Jungkook's heart felt heavier than ever. The news was a double-edged sword, proof of her happiness. Yet a cruel confirmation that their paths were irreparably diverged. As he left the police station, each step felt slower than the last. The vibrant colors of Seoul seemed to have dimmed around him. Every memory, every moment of longing now carried the weight of loss. Returning to Korea was not just a geographical relocation but an emotional crossroads. Jungkook had a choice. He could let his heart languish in unresolved pain, or he could seek solace in new beginnings. In the midst of this inner turmoil, life took another unexpected turn. At an event where he sought to escape the shadows of his past, Jungkook searched. cried, screamed. The girl stopped appearing in his dreams. He married Winter from Espa, but not for love. He was breathing, but not living. Years passed. Then one night, the dream returned. YN stood before him, tears falling. They all left me, Jungkook, except you. But I'm tired, so tired. If no one comes for me tonight, I'll leave forever. Jungkook shot up, heart pounding. He called the UK police, begged them to find her, to save her. Sirens echo softly through a rainy London night. Jungkook paces in his hotel room, phone pressed tightly to his ear. Please, just tell me she's alive. UK police acted quickly. They tracked the apartment through Jungkook's description, matching reports of domestic violence in a wealthy neighborhood. They found her. YN was barely conscious. Her daughter clinging to her. Her eyes were dull, lips cracked, body bruised, yet when they said his name, a faint light returned. Jungkook, he came? Jungkook arrived at the hospital. He froze in the doorway. She was lying on the bed, pale and broken, yet still the girl from his dreams. He stepped forward slowly, kneeling beside her. I searched every country, every crowd, but I only ever found you in my sleep. Tears slipped from her eyes as she whispered, you shouldn't have come. I'm ruined. He shook his head, voice cracking. You're not ruined. You're a survivor. And I'm not leaving again. The world doesn't stop for love. Her husband refused to let her go. The law was a maze of immigration, custody, and pain. Jungkook fought silently, through lawyers, through threats, through headlines that twisted everything. Winter filed for divorce quietly. She'd known his heart was never hers. Months passed. YN began to heal. Her daughter, too. And for the first time in years, Jungkook smiled for real. One night, YN sat beside him, watching their daughter sleep. You know, she said softly, I used to pray for you every night. Jungkook looked at her, eyes full of love and sadness. And I used to dream of you, even when I didn't believe dreams came true. She laid her head on his shoulder. So, what now? He took her hand. Now, we live, quietly, freely, not for the world, not for the stage, just for us. Final scene, the painting, framed on the wall of a small home by the sea. Below it, a child's hand has added a crayon heart and two stick figures, one with a mic, one with a hijab. Jungkook's voice, they called it madness, loving someone who didn't exist. But she did, she always did. The end. Thank you so much for watching. If you felt the emotions, the mystery, and the magic of Only in My Dream, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think will happen next. Will their dreams lead them to each other in real life? Until next time, keep dreaming with me, only here on Drama and Dreams. See you in the next episode.